Culture Gaps. Culture Gaps. Culture Gaps. Culture Gaps. Culture Gaps.
Welcome to Culture Gaps, the podcast where we talk about famous movies that one or both of us has not seen. This is ya boy, Mike.
And this is ya other boy.
Hey,
I hated saying that. This is
you
Greg.
can't.
This is Greg.
You're not allowed to. Your boy's my brand.
Yeah, I just said I hated saying it. I'm never going to do that again. Like, don't worry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're back with another episode. The Venti? What's that?
Yeah, Venti,
Starbucks.
yeah.
Starbucks cup
Yeah.
size.
Yeah, because it's 20 ounces of coffee.
Is it?
Yeah. That's why it's called
That
a
just
Venti.
blew my mind.
Yeah, because it's 20.
That just blew my mind.
Yep.
We're here with episode 20 of Culture Gaps. And
Yeah.
we are watching and talking about, watching, then talking about. It's our standard. You've listened to the show if you're at episode 20. We're doing Point Break.
Yeah?
This is the breaking point. Everything takes off from here.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that. I assumed Point Break was like a location, right? Like,
Oh, we both have different takes on this already.
like out at the point, like it's a peninsula, it's a
can see
body of
that.
water. It's like, oh, this is Point Break.
Yeah, because here's what I know about this movie is it's got water and Keanu Reeves.
Does it have water? I actually didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure it's surfing, right?
Oh, yeah, there is surfing in this.
Here's why. Because I worked at the theater when the remake, not the remake, but like I don't know if it's a remake or a spin-off.
they like remade the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the newer one came out. I remember that.
Wow,
and I remember,
really?
I didn't watch it.
I thought that was like 2010, maybe.
No, I definitely worked in. Yeah, I worked in the theater in 2010.
Oh, okay, wow.
But I remember cleaning the theaters when the credits were rolling for that movie, and it had
Jizz all over the floor.
No, like an awesome soundtrack. Like I remember the song. I went and downloaded it after hearing it while I was cleaning the theaters because I loved it so much.
Weird.
Yeah, it's interesting. But that's not the movie.
No.
We're watching the old one with Keanu Reeves.
And
Don't know.
Patrick Swayze.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Ghost? Is he Ghost?
Ghost? What?
Who's Patrick Swayze?
Oh, yeah.
Kurt
The
Russell.
movie Ghost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in Ghost. Yeah, he's the ghost in Ghost. So here's what I know about Point Break.
Action.
Yeah, it's like about extreme sports. So I don't think it's just surfing. It is
Really?
surfing, but it's also like skydiving and shit. It's
You think they do some BMX, some speed skating?
BMX, that would be interesting. Some what's that Olympic sport where they like go snowshoeing and then shoot rifles and then keep snowshoeing?
Is that an Olympic sport?
Yes, it is.
I think that's just being a redneck.
Yeah, exactly.
I was hoping it's more like Disney Channel's Brink. Surely you've watched that growing up in the same era as I have.
Definitely.
Oh, I used to love that movie.
Who didn't? Yeah.
Man.
Or Johnny Tsunami, another extreme sport. Disney
Yeah,
Channel
Johnny
original movie.
Tsunami.
I
Rocket
imagine
Power, Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Wiggity, wiggity, wiggity,
Wiggity,
wiggity.
wiggity, wiggity, wiggity. Yeah.
I used to love extreme sports.
I'm pretty sure that's just what this movie's going to be. Although I will tip my hand a little bit more. I know one other thing.
Show off.
Keanu Reeves is a cop who's undercover as an extreme sport athlete trying to like find information about some extreme sport criminals or whatever.
I get that too, only because of Hot Fuzz. Like they're talking about action cop movies,
Right.
When they're discussing that. And I assume I'll take this one for they're going to jump in the air whilst shooting a gun.
Maybe. That might be from Bad Boys 2, though.
Oh, it might be.
The part that I know from watching Hot Fuzz, which is clearly the end of this movie and a massive spoiler, is that Keanu Reeves at the end of the movie is, is like, Patrick Swayze, stop, you're under arrest. And Patrick Swayze doesn't stop. And he's like holding his gun at him and then dramatically shoots his gun, rolls over and shoots his gun into the air instead of shooting Patrick Swayze because he's become good friends with him.
Wow. Spoiler alert.
Because that's what happens in Hot Fuzz. Remember? He's about to shoot his friend and then he rolls over and shoots his gun into the air instead while screaming.
Yeah. Huh.
So, I mean, overall,
I'm excited.
What I think happens in this movie, Keanu Reeves is assigned to infiltrate this extreme sports group. He does. He becomes friends with them. Then at the end, they do a big robbery together, and he can't bring himself to stop Patrick Swayze because they're friends now.
That's probably right, Greg. As usual, you deduce the plots of the movies, and everyone's impressed.
I don't think they are.
I'm going to stick up for the rest of those people who have no idea and probably wouldn't have figured that out. And I'm going to say, you know what? No, it's probably more like, an alien crash lands on Earth, right?
Ooh,
in Hawaii, right? And meets a young girl, pretends he's a dog.
Yeah, okay, so this is Lilo
does a lot
and
of
Stitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing Lilo and Stitch.
We're doing Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be more like that. It's got surfing.
I mean, I love Lilo and Stitch. That might be the best Disney movie, but...
You've said that. It's wrong, but definitely up there. I like it.
Actually, you know what? I think it actually might be, because before I used to say it was tied between that and Atlantis, The Lost Empire, but I recently rewatched...
Should have rewatched it.
I recently rewatched Atlantis, and it was not good, so...
I've seen them both recently.
I take that back.
And I tell you what, they're not as good as Lion King, Aladdin, Mulan, or Hercules. So I'm hoping, praying, that this movie is a lot like Lilo and Stitch.
I would be into it. So why didn't you watch this movie, Mike?
I was never given the opportunity.
I don't think that's true. You could have watched
Haven't
this movie
heard of it?
anytime.
Haven't heard of it
No.
until Hot Fuzz.
Okay, but Hot Fuzz came out in 2007.
Yeah, but
15 years ago.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go. I also haven't seen Bad Boys 2.
Yeah, me neither.
See, I like the idea that Nick Frost is speaking to me when he's saying, "You've never seen Bad Boys 2? You've never seen Point Break?" Because I've never seen them. So if I watch them, then it just takes me out. I don't have that immersive feeling.
But then he watches those movies with Simon Pegg.
Shut up.
At a certain point in the movie, so
yeah, I was never interested.
You just turn it off once they start watching the movies. You just turn off Hot Fuzz.
I don't know if you've ever gone back and watched an action movie at this point in time. It's
like
not,
Speed?
It's not often that they're great.
Like Speed was great.
You know what? I'm wrong, because I like Speed, and I also like those Predator movies. But that's more of a horror movie.
No. Predator was a straight up action movie with horror elements. But Speed was great. So I'm hoping that Point Break is as good as Speed. Well, I didn't watch this movie.
Oh, yeah, Greg, why didn't you watch this movie? I'm so bad at asking people.
That's fine. I'm bad at it too. I didn't watch this movie because it just sounded boring. I'll be honest. Plus, for a long time, I was just like, I don't care about Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves. And now I've kind of come around on both of them. But there was like a solid period.
Who doesn't care about Keanu Reeves?
Okay, this is what I'm saying, though. Remember pre-sad Keanu? So between like the Matrix sequels and like John Wick, Keanu Reeves was just a punchline. Everyone hated him.
I guess I never stopped caring because of Matrix.
But that's the thing, is everyone was like, oh yeah, I liked The Matrix, but Keanu Reeves is a bad actor. There was like a time when that's what everyone was saying all the time. So I was just like, yeah, I don't care about this. And Patrick Swayze, I don't care about him. And now that I'm older, I'm like, Patrick Swayze was a better actor than I gave him credit for, and same with Keanu Reeves. So,
Oh man, I got a movie for you if you think Patrick Swayze's interesting.
what, Ghost?
A little
Donnie
movie called
Darko?
Dirty Dancing, a different Double D.
Oh yeah, Dirty Dancing. Yeah, I haven't seen that. It's the same as Footloose, right?
Yeah, but that's got that guy from Friday
Same
the
movie?
13th in it.
Yeah, same movie, different stars. All right,
We're off the rails here.
let's watch this movie.
I don't even remember the movie.
It's Point Break.
Oh, we're watching Point Break.
Yeah,
Let's go.
let's go. Let's watch it.
All right, I'll do that.
All right, we'll be right back.
Culture Gaps.
And we're back. We did it.
We did. We accomplished it.
We watched Point Break
We did. We just watched all of Point Break. All
for the
2
first
hours.
time. And what do we think about it?
It's all right.
Interesting. Okay, so I kind of liked it.
It had its moments for sure. I think it's just not quite the type of movie I usually respond to.
Oh,
But
no.
B, it's also a little long, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I
really-
watched it in 2 parts, so I don't really know how long it was.
Yeah, it's 2 hours and 1 minute. But
Oh,
boy,
yeah, that's
I
1 minute
felt
too long.
it. I really felt it at times. It was really. I feel like if they cut like 30 minutes from this movie and just streamlined it, it would have been a lot more fun.
Yeah, that's maybe true. It has 2 skydiving scenes.
Was it only 2? For some
Yeah.
reason, I thought there was more than that. But yeah.
It's a long skydiving scene, one of them. So
So apparently, Patrick Swayze jumped out of a plane 55 times for this movie.
Oh, no, not for this movie. He had a deal. He had to sign something saying that he would only jump out of the plane once for his take because he's a skydiving enthusiast.
Right.
And then, unbeknownst to the makers of this movie, he afterwards just got people to go and skydive without them knowing
Right.
constantly.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He's nuts.
Yeah. Apparently, Patrick Swayze really is kind of like his character in this movie, which I think works because I liked him a lot in this role. I thought Patrick Swayze was really good as the Zen surf master, as Gary Busey called him.
All grizzled and stuff too. He was really good, I thought.
Yeah, I enjoyed him. Keanu Reeves, unfortunately, this is a little early in his career, and he just hadn't nailed his style of acting yet.
Not quite. Or maybe he did. This is kind of his style of acting. No?
A little bit. I mean, you compare this to like John Wick, or I mean, even Speed only came out like 3 years after this, and I think he's a lot better in Speed than he is in this.
Yeah, he's not real good in this.
He's really not. And what's interesting is this movie is like his first action role and is what really like made him into an action movie star, which is how he's made, his bread and butter for so long. But I don't know why I said it that way.
Yeah, well, bread and butter, but
Bread and butter.
but it is weird that he's an action star, given that in this movie he ran like an old man constantly. You notice that he ran so awkwardly. It was weird.
Yeah, I didn't notice. Must have been his first time running.
Yeah, he runs like an old man, but it blows my mind that he's only 25 in this movie. Because when I look at Keanu Reeves, I'm like, yeah, he's older than me. And I still think that when watching this movie, but I'm almost 10 years older than him in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy to me.
Is it? I felt like he was so baby-faced in this movie. I was like, yeah, he looks 25.
Looks 25, runs like 85. I read before filming this podcast episode that there's like this cult theater that does like a reenactment of
I read
Point
about
Break,
this.
where they pull someone onto the stage to play Keanu's role as Johnny Utah, with the pretense that like capturing the essence of Keanu's acting, because he can't act, so anyone can just come up there and play that role, reading cue cards.
Yeah, is a bit of an Ice Cube role.
A bit of an Ice Cube.
Yeah. I mean, I still enjoyed him in it just because Keanu, I think, is just naturally charismatic. And, you know, half of this movie, he's like in sleeveless shirts carrying a surfboard around, which is pretty believable, you know? Like the parts that are hard to buy are when he's like in a full suit and tie and, you know, in an office setting. And you're like, I don't think Keanu uses a computer. He just goes surfing.
Yeah, and he's got the surfer mouth throughout the movie too, where he's like, with his top teeth
Surfer
out and his
mouth.
bottom jaw in.
What?
You know, like he's trying to do like a Kristen Stewart impression or something.
Interesting. I've never heard of surfer mouth.
Saw, dude. Surfer mouth, coining it now.
Fair enough.
So I also kind of liked Gary Busey in it, surprisingly.
I was mixed on him. He's a little unhinged in this movie.
Well, it's interesting you say that because he's so unhinged in real life that I was like, oh, he's very tame in this movie.
right. This was like before he became an absolute madman. I mean, there's like, I don't know. He's going for it in this role.
He is. He had a lot of quotes. I will say that. He had a lot of one-liners written in there.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't great, but they were one-liners.
They were there.
Like, clearly someone's writing these terrible things like for him.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting thing about this movie I was reading is that the director, Catherine Bigelow, and her then husband, James motherfucking Cameron, did like a complete rewrite on the script before they started shooting that went uncredited because of Writers Guild rules. But apparently he and Catherine Bigelow basically wrote the screenplay together.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll say I generally dig the vibe of this movie. I didn't think I cared about surfing at all, or
yeah, I don't,
or like cop stuff.
I still don't.
I actually was digging it. I think I do like movies about extreme sports. Is what I'm finding. There's something about it I like. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I'll check out the X Games, but I think all the adrenaline junkie stuff made way for a lot of like beautiful shots in this movie.
Yeah,
like there's a really good action shots of surfing and skydiving and all these like slow motion Catherine Bigelow shots that look great. Yeah.
I mean, I will say the Catherine Bigelow-ness of it all is what really elevates this movie, in my opinion, because you can tell she just like she knows what she's doing. And like I think the foot chase scene is what really stood out to me, which is all handheld, and the camera operator is chasing the characters as they run. It's like, and it's really intense, and it's like it really puts you in the action. It's super dynamic. It's like an incredibly effective foot chase. I was blown away by that whole sequence.
Yeah, I wrote down that too, the foot chase and the car chase, which I was surprised by too, because I usually hate car chase scenes, and it just felt frantic to me, and it like captured that. I'm
gonna be honest, Mike, I barely remember a car chase.
You don't remember it?
Oh, it's after the robbery. Right?
It's after the robbery, and they're chasing the ex-presidents.
Right. Yeah, it was all right. I don't care about car chases either.
No, I just thought all the action was well done in it.
I totally agree. And I also thought, it was interesting to the way this movie is shot is largely in close up, which I kept noticing, especially with the surfing scenes, which I think is really interesting because it kind of puts you in that feeling of like you're in the ocean with the characters as they're surfing. Like, you know, you never went during those surfing scenes, you don't really see the shoreline or anything because it's shot in these like intense zooms. Which is also just really interesting because you can tell they're far away, filming something in close up, which, as anyone who's ever tried to zoom in on something and film it knows, it's like impossible to keep things steady and in frame.
Oh, yeah. They're probably using cranes or something off the coastline, no?
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know.
They didn't have drones either.
Although I did read that in the foot chase scene, they modified some 35 millimeter cameras so that they were lighter, and the camera operator didn't have to hold as much, but it still weighed 18 pounds. Yeah. And they just like basically strapped it to the guy, and he just had him like chase them, and he could barely even see what the camera was picking up because he had to look in real life at where he was running.
So, ex-presidents.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen the famous chase scene, right? It's in my movie Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
I've seen the mask in it. Didn't really pick up on it. Didn't realize that this was the movie that those guys are from.
What guys? What are you talking about?
The bank robbers wearing the ex-president masks. Yeah. I never realized that before, even though I've seen them wear masks.
Break. Yeah.
Wow.
I will say, you know, comparing this to my expectations, I thought for sure that scene where Keanu shoots his gun in the air instead of at Patrick Swayze, I thought for sure that was the end of the movie.
Same.
Like, I thought that was the big climax.
Not at all spoilers.
No, it's not. It's like halfway through the movie. It's like he basically just learns that this is his friend, and there's still like another hour of movie left.
Let's talk about that, because this bothered me a lot. And look, I'm into the cowboy thing, right?
Yeah.
But I hate when these type of characters make stupid decisions constantly. I don't like that. I get the like being bold and rash, make quick decisions, but not constant stupid decisions like Johnny Utah. First of all, shoot that bro. You're barely friends with him. Like, you didn't have that strong of a bond with him at that point.
Yeah,
they
went surfing a couple times
and fought off those Nazi surfers once, and then like,
Nazi surfers
shared a woman. Yeah, this is, you know what? There's a lot of parallels with Indiana Jones in here. The Nazi surfers and the sharing of a woman between the two of them. Yeah. It's like Indiana Jones and his dad.
I feel like this movie is a lot closer to Top Gun.
No, yeah, it is a lot closer to Top Gun. You know, I liked it a lot more, though. I wasn't as bored with this one.
I agree. This movie reminded me a lot of Top Gun. I think that it owes a lot to that movie. It came out only a couple years later. But I think this does it all so much better. There's like an actual plot to it as well.
Yeah.
Which helps.
So, not only did he not shoot him at that point in the middle of the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
He then like let him go out into the ocean at the end of the movie. He also got in a plane to go skydiving with them, which was like clearly your death sentence, but apparently they let him live a whole bunch in between there. Like, just give him a broken parachute or shoot him while he's sleeping. Like, you can do all of that.
I know, it doesn't really make any sense because Keanu, it seems like we're supposed to believe that Keanu is like, oh, maybe they didn't ID me when I was chasing them and shooting at them, so I'll just play along and go skydiving with them like nothing is wrong. But it's like, my guy, they saw you. Everybody knows you're an FBI agent now.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I was pretty happy to see our girl Lori Petty show up in this movie.
Doing her Lori Petty thing.
Yeah.
Super emotional screaming.
No, she just has one scene where she screams and gets emotional, really.
She was playing a kid character.
I really liked her. I thought she at one point said exactly what I was thinking. She says there's too much testosterone here and walks away from all the characters.
Yeah, she hangs out and bangs all the surfers constantly. Sure.
I mean, we don't know that. We don't know that she's banging them all.
Sure, you could like Lori Petty, but she was in this movie to be the love interest between two characters, and then be kidnapped at the end of the movie for no reason.
She's not. She's just a love interest for Keanu.
Yeah, I mean, she was.
There's
something weird going on with Bodhi.
They just like know each other. But I guess I was confused about that because
each other. He said they were in love.
I thought for sure that Lori Petty was in on it, on all the like ex-president stuff.
That would have been cool.
But she wasn't at all. She seemed to have no idea any of it was happening.
Yeah, she had no idea anything was going on. You just love Lori Petty.
I do, but I also, like that she's just a little more like on even footing with Keanu in terms of having her own agency and making her own decisions and stuff. Like she does unfortunately just like get kidnapped and become the thing that Keanu needs to go get. Like it could just as well have been anything, but instead it's a human woman. But but like before that, the movie treats her with some degree of humanity. He's not like cornering her in bathrooms and she swoons over him because of it.
That's true.
Like he gives her actual reasons to like him.
Yeah, like lying about his entire life.
Yeah, but then she gets justifiably angry when she finds out about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's definitely more than the girls at the surfer shop or the Nazi surfers hideout.
Oh, yeah, I know.
As you would say, gratuitous boobies.
Yeah, that's what I said was gratuitous boobies.
Yeah, you often say boobies.
Yeah, boobies, that's the only word I ever use to refer to boobies.
Women's breasts.
No, they're boobies, Mike.
Oh.
Get it right.
Wow.
Yeah, also the Nazi surfers were something else. Like all of that happens because Keanu just like was an amateur in a place where he shouldn't have been surfing.
Yeah. That's legit. You don't step that's territorial. They laid the grounds for that before that too.
Yeah.
And warned him.
Yeah, just like Keanu just like stands up at the wrong time and crashes into someone else. And then they basically all end up dead.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really funny when as that guy is like screaming at Keanu in the ocean, he like pulls a knife and cuts Keanu's board string and just goes, "Politeness counts, asshole." Oh, I love that. I'm like, that's going to be my go-to thing. I'm going to pull a knife on people and say, "Politeness counts, asshole."
It's justified at that point, Greg.
Yeah.
They've already broken the rules. You're allowed to pull knives.
Yeah, once someone is impolite, you're allowed to pull a knife on them and call them an asshole.
Yeah. That's what I do every time.
Yeah, for sure. Have you ever been surfing?
Tried.
You did?
No.
Oh.
By tried surfing, I mean, do you remember when you're younger and you have a pool and you have a deck up near the pool and you grab your boogie board and you put it on the water and you take a run and start and you try to glide along the water as much as possible?
I know what you're describing. I never did that. It seems like a recipe for a concussion. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, I've been concussed several times from that shit. I was going to say, lots of head injuries from doing that, side of the pool.
This explains a lot.
Yeah. This is why I'm here right now.
Yeah. I was the kid who would watch other kids do that and just be like waiting for someone to not get back up.
Oh, that's what you're into?
No, I'm not into. I'm just nervous.
That's what you're hoping for?
I was an anxious little boy.
My Lord.
Yeah.
No, I've never been surfing. Honestly, it sounds terrifying to me because the ocean is fucking relentless.
Ocean is scary, for sure.
Yeah. And I've been in the ocean a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not really afraid to swim in the ocean. I'm not afraid of deep water. But the idea of being on big waves and getting sucked under sounds terrifying.
Yeah, I agree. The undertow.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with that shit. I'll be honest, I'm a lake guy. Just give
You're
me
a
a
lake
lake.
Oh.
Yeah.
How many times you been surfing in a lake?
So many times. You have no idea.
You can, right? Like water skiing. Can you go on a board, right? Waterboarding? That's surfing.
Wakeboarding? I don't think that's the same as
No,
surfing.
not wakeboarding. That's when you just do the wiggle thing on the...
You mean waterboarding, which is what you just said.
Waterboarding is fun.
Yeah, that's the one.
Love to get someone in the room, put a cloth over their face, and drown the fuck out of them. No, what's the one that's like water skiing? You're pulled by a boat, but you're on a board.
That's wakeboarding.
No, what's the one where you're on the coast and you have the little wiggle board that you get on and you just do this?
Boogie
And
boarding?
it moves it along. No, it's not. Okay, let's fact check this.
Paddle boarding?
No, paddleboarding is...
Wakeboarding is when you're pulled behind a boat on a board.
All right, I believe you.
Yeah, because you just Googled it and
Yeah, because I just believe you. You're right. But what I need to know what the thing is, though, because that I still haven't figured out.
I don't know what you're talking about. A thing where you wiggle?
Yeah, you wiggle on the board. You never be wiggling on the stuff?
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
I don't even know what to search to find that. Wiggling on a board on the ocean shore. Sounds like a kid's song.
Is that what you Googled? What came up?
No.
Wiggle board?
Wiggle board. Wiggle board is... I don't think it... Wobble boards? No, that's not it. This is insane. Okay, we're going to have to ask...
what are you talking about?
We're going to have to ask the audience. There's a board where you're running along the ocean where it's real shallow.
You're running along the ocean.
Yeah, you're running on the beach, right? In the very short water where everyone walks. Yeah.
Yep.
And then you throw your board down and then you jump on it and you wiggle and you go down the whole beach.
Yeah, that's boogie boarding. Like, that's the thing I already brought up.
But boogie boards are different, aren't they?
No. I don't think so.
I thought boogie board you get on with your chest and you go out and you just ride things laying down.
You can.
I don't. These aren't even the same shape as the ones on the coast. They're like almost like a leaf shape. You know what? I just think we're gonna have to assume we're never gonna figure it out.
No, listeners, please reach out to us.
Please, Jesus.
On our Instagram,
YouTube comments.
Yeah.
Comment below, like, subscribe, and tell us what the fuck that board is.
Tell us what the fuck Mike is talking about.
Someone out there is gonna be like, yeah, Mike's a genius.
Sure.
No one's gonna say that because I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, regardless, you can't go surfing on a lake, I don't think.
Yes.
Unless it's a really big lake.
But irregardless, you like the lakes better.
I do.
I just threw irregardless in there to make you upset, but it didn't work.
Yeah, why would that upset me?
I don't know. So you're a lake boy.
Yeah, I did try surfing once, though.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
On an actual ocean wave?
Yeah. Yes.
You got it on a wave. You rode it. You fell. You fell the fucking...
I mean, it was on a vacation and in very shallow water with small waves, and it was literally just like crouching on the board. You like don't stand all the way up, or else
that's kneeboarding.
No, it was not. It was on a surfboard. It was just like I was just out there for like a 2-hour lesson or something, but I did ride a wave into shore. Yes,
it's damn.
No, it's not.
You're an adrenaline junkie. I'm impressed.
I guess it just was like, oh yeah, that's a lot of work for very little payoff. And obviously, I wasn't, riding a real wave, and it was for just like a couple seconds. But it's just like, boy, you gotta like fight the waves to get out there, to paddle all the way out there.
Yeah, this is.
And then. Once you get all the way out there, you got to wait for the right wave, get the timing just right. And then if you do it, you stand up and you ride for 15 seconds, and then that's it. It's over. You got to paddle back out against the waves again. Have fun.
I'm impressed you got outside, Greg.
Yeah, I don't usually do that. I mean, this was 20 years ago. But
20 years ago, you were like 10.
11.
You went surfing when you were 11?
No, I don't know. I was probably like 15.
I have been surfing on snow.
So snowboarding.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was only like down a hill in my backyard. I've never
Would it
been
surprise you to know that I used to go snowboarding all the time?
Like real snowboarding down a mountain?
Yeah, down the mountain.
That's terrifying. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I was always really scared of it, so I would always go real slow. It would take me forever. My friends would just not even bother staying with me because I would just go back and forth. Yeah.
So hold up. I once told you a story about how I would take the bottoms of the barrels. You know those rolly bits that come off barrels?
What?
You know, a push barrel comes off of a rolly bit, right?
What are you talking about?
A trash barrel, right?
Oh, a trash can.
A trash can.
When you said a barrel, I'm like a wine cask?
What
are you
bin.
talking about? Like
a
Donkey Kong barrel? Wooden barrel?
Yeah, those little round things in the bottom of a trash barrel? They come off. They got wheels. Anyway.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I told you a story that I would ride those down hills and stuff. And you said...
in an industrial setting, the trash cans that you can wheel around a kitchen, they have a little detachable scooter piece.
Yes.
Okay.
In many settings.
Yep.
Office settings.
Movie
theaters.
Yep.
But anyway, I told you I used to ride those around, and I went downhill on them racing, right? When we were talking about street luge or something like that. And you said it sounded absolutely terrifying. But here you are, surfing and snowboarding, an adrenaline junkie.
I mean, here's what I'll also say. I hated both.
That's fair. I like to play it safe, but I have been known to rob a bank or two.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, whatever.
Unless you mean as part of a game.
Yeah, I played many games with bank robbing.
Yeah. I imagine you probably pick a bank robber character when you're doing your Western tabletop RPGs and shit.
Oh, you think I like playing an outlaw? Like you, waiting for people to fall and hit their head in the pool?
I don't think it's the outlaw who's waiting. The outlaw is the one who's hitting their head. I'm Johnny Law.
No, that's
I'm
the dumb
I'm not
guy
doing anything
there.
dangerous.
That's the drunk that's getting himself put in prison for the night, so he doesn't cause a scene that falls and hits his head.
Yeah,
Johnny Law helps him. You, sir, you're the outlaw.
Because I just sit there and say, "Oh boy, guys, I don't think this is a good idea."
Yeah, right. There's no way you didn't have a deep voice when you were 10.
I like the idea of an outlaw who's just trying to tell everyone oh, be safe. Watch your head.
Wow.
Point Break, what we've been talking about the whole time.
What's your Point Break?
I don't like that joke because I don't.
No, I hated it too. Well, how about it was supposed to be terrible. Maybe we need to take a little Point Break. God, I hate myself right now.
Do you? It seems like you went out of your way for this.
I did, but it makes me cringe. All right. Point Break.
Yep.
What do you rate it?
I would say, so I guess overall thoughts about this movie, it reminded me a lot of Top Gun. A lot of Top Gun.
Except better.
Just a lot better, yeah. It was like, but it just feels like that type of movie that's about bro love and shirtless dudes and playing sports together with your
on
bros.
a beach.
Yeah. And
some wrestling.
It's like, I don't hate that stuff, but it just, this kind of movie just doesn't super grab me. And I will say though that despite the fact this movie lost me a couple times due to things like that and a little bit the romance, because I just don't care about romances. Even though it lost me a couple times, it always brought me back in. There was always something that was so good that I got invested again. So I enjoyed it for what it is, but just not really like the type of thing that I love. I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Wow. That's a rating right there from you.
Yep.
How much higher than Top Gun is that?
I think Top Gun I gave like a 1 or a 2.
Yeah. Wow. I feel the same, except I liked it slightly more than you, I think. I thought it was a really well done action movie for the most part. Keanu's acting was a little bad, but Catherine Bigelow's directing was real good.
Yeah.
So she kind of balanced that out. I don't know. I give it a 6, I think.
Yeah.
That seems good.
Fair. Yeah.
Like, this isn't totally up my alley either. I'm not super into these old action movies. It's just action movies got better at some point.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
Like, added some plot and stuff into it that... I mean, this did have some plot, but it was real basic.
Yeah, the plot is... I mean, it's like... It's enough to keep you interested and have interesting scenarios to play out, but it is not...
Yeah.
It's not complex. It's not new. It's not gripping. It's just
It's definitely not new.
No. But it's like, if I totally see why people latched onto this movie, though. Like, if you enjoy this type of thing, like, if you just want to watch a movie about, some, like, guys on the opposite side of the law who sort of become friends, like, if that sounds good to you at all, this movie's going to blow you away.
Yeah, no, I thought just the adrenaline junkie stuff in the movie with the skydiving and the surfing were also stuff that would draw you in. I could see in 91 seeing that skydiving scene would have been awesome.
Agreed. And I will say that's another way in which I feel like this movie is similar to Top Gun, where it benefits a lot from the fact that you can tell they really did all these stunts and shot it all in the air.
Yep.
Like that scene where Patrick Swayze says adios amigo and then falls out the plane. You're like, there's no faking that in 91. Nope. Like, unless they did a complete seamless digital face replacement on him, which they didn't.
They didn't.
Yeah, that was real. He really did that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, decent watch. You know what I do have for you, though?
What?
I baked you something.
What'd you bake me?
I baked you something a little sweet, a little savory.
Yeah.
Can you guess what it is?
A little sweet, a little savory. Your penis dipped in chocolate.
Yes, and that is what you win. Woo! If you beat Trial by Trivia.
Hell yeah.
You get all these right, you get my penis dipped in chocolate.
I love it. Let's do it. I'm going to get 5 out of 5.
Put your hands up because you can't be Googling stuff.
Yeah, nothing. I'm not doing anything.
All right. Question 1 has to do with Gary Busey, your man. Gary Busey is looking for his lost dog. What's his fake lost dog's name?
See, here's what's tough is the other week there was an episode of Better Call Saul where he's got a fake lost dog, and I don't remember which one was which. To be honest, I only remember the Better Call Saul dog name.
Hands up, you're Googling.
I'm not. The dog's name from Better Call Saul, which is not the correct answer.
That's not going to help.
Was Nippy.
Okay, now that you got that out of your system.
Yeah.
What is the dog that Gary Busey's looking for?
Marshmallow.
Oh, that probably sounds terrible on a podcast. No, it was Scooby.
Oh, Scooby.
You could have named like the most famous dogs you could think of, and then just stumbled upon it.
Well, I don't think you would have accepted multiple answers.
Yeah, but what are the chances Scooby was not your first one? Come on.
So you wanted me to just guess famous dogs starting with Scooby-Doo, and in that way, this question was a gimme.
Well, this question wasn't that hard. I just watched this movie. I could remember that.
Well, you weren't high when you watched it.
Look, Greg, you just don't want the prize enough. That's what
I will say. I was bored at that moment. I was looking at my phone when that happened.
That's when I fell asleep.
Yeah. And then the shootout happens, and that's really interesting. But before that, I was bored as shit.
Yep.
So I just stopped paying attention.
It wasn't the movie's fault that I fell asleep. It was the sleeping that I fell asleep.
It was probably partly the movie's fault. It got real slow for like 10 minutes right before that.
Yeah, that's enough to turn my brain off.
Yeah.
All right, question number 2. Who was the president the year this movie came out? Doing a little president theme here.
91? Was that George H.W. Bush?
It was!
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like right before Clinton.
Good job.
Yeah.
Your favorite president, too. You always tell me all the time that was your favorite era of...
H.W.? Oh,
yeah.
Of course. What a man. Legend.
Legend. You're a legend, mate.
He's the beginning of a dynasty.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Question number 3. In what order do the ex-presidents die in the movie? I'll take their president names. You don't have to tell me their character names.
Can I just say it, that it's reverse chronological?
That's fair. That's fair. I'll take it.
Because I did read that.
You did? Okay. It's LBJ, Nixon, Carter, and Reagan.
Yeah.
In that order. The order in which they serve their terms.
Yep.
Question 4, Greg.
Okay.
The Nazi surfer gang had a member played by the lead singer of which band?
Oh, I know this one too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. It's the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It was Anthony Kiedis.
All right, let's hear your best Anthony Kiedis.
And I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way.
Oh, man.
I think that was dead on.
That was good, actually. I wasn't expecting that. That's better than Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, low bar.
All right. Hear me out for this last question. Question 5.
Yeah.
This was Catherine Bigelow's top grossing movie.
Stop. I don't want to hear you out.
Okay, good, because that was just a random fact.
Oh, okay.
This is Catherine Bigelow's top grossing movie until The Hurt Locker.
Fair.
Right?
Yeah.
Catherine Bigelow was married to James Cameron.
That is true.
Up until 1991, the year this movie came out. I want to know what movie James Cameron released in the same year.
Oh, in 91, it was T2 Judgment Day.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Good job. God damn, you're one Scooby-Doo away from a chocolate dick.
I know, Jesus. I came so close to getting that chocolate D.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's the cock chip cookies you were having this morning.
Cock chip cookies.
The cocklet.
I told you the story about how for my bachelor party.
Oh boy, where's this going?
I requested a dick cake.
Oh yeah, I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah, and my sister made me a giant chocolate dick cake.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I would love to have a dick cake at my bachelor party.
Yeah, filled with frosting inside.
Well, of course. What else is going to be in there?
Must be. The highlight of that story
all yellow, right?
Yeah, is that her son, my nephew, went to the bachelor party because he's old, and had
He's
to carry
old.
that cake on his lap in the car the whole way.
Wow.
And the car he was in got pulled over by the cops.
This cop was like, "What is this 6-year-old child doing holding a penis
Well,
in the back?"
it was inside of a container, and the cops says, "I smell weed," because all of Stone's clothes smell like weed. No fault of Stone's.
I should also
Stone's
be
my
clear.
nephew.
He's not actually 6.
He's not 6.
He
Okay.
was not 6 at the time of this story.
My 6-year-old nephew's high, riding with my friend in the car. Cops pull him over, say, "Yo, what's in the container?"
Yeah.
And then he's
like,
sweating up a storm. He says, "A dick." And the cop thinks he's being funny. He says, "I need you to show me what's in there." He lifted the lid and showed him penis cake.
Wow.
Shared a slice with the cop, went on his way.
Did the cop really take a slice?
Yeah. Cop took that dick.
A-cab. Am I right?
Young, dumb, and full of cum.
Yeah, that cake was full of cum.
Oh, my Lord.
Just like Keanu.
Oh, this podcast has gotten dirty.
Yeah, we got real blue all of a sudden.
Wow.
All right. Well, I didn't win, but
You didn't win,
fun.
but you know what? You do win, Greg.
Well,
You get to pick the movie I watch for the first time in my life on the next
shit.
episode.
That's true. And I got a really good one.
I get to experience this like a virgin for the very first time.
Oh, like Madonna.
Yeah, like Madonna from that movie League of Their Own.
Yeah.
That's what she's from.
Yeah. You are
That's
looking
what made her
very
famous.
virginal right now, so
Yeah, I got
makes sense.
I got them cone boobies.
Yeah, I mean, I love boobies. Thank you for using the correct terminology.
Thank you. It was gratuitous.
Yeah. No, but the next movie I have picked out
What is it?
may have some boobies in it. We'll see.
Oh, my boy doing me right.
It's a fan favorite, The Goonies.
No, what? There's boobies and Goonies?
Yeah, there's some like little kid boobies in it.
Oh my God.
You'll see.
You know what? This is a good time. I need to watch the Goonies. You know what?
do?
Because everyone's like, "You haven't seen Goonies? What's
Yeah.
wrong with you?"
Exactly.
You know, we always talk about people are like, "Oh, you haven't seen this movie." It's more like, "You haven't seen this movie," because people are dicks.
Yeah, they're not excited. They're judgmental.
Yeah, they're judgmental about. That's why we're doing this, is so we can go back and prove to all the haters
Right.
that we've seen these movies now.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
get in arguments with them when we tell them we hated all these classics.
Yeah. Oh, we've seen it all right, and it was trash.
No, I will
3 out of
say
10.
I do think most of these movies haven't blown me away, but have been, good enough. It's like, oh yeah, that's not a horrible movie. Most of them, anyway.
Yeah, I would have liked it more if I watched it when I was young and stupid too.
When you were young, dumb, and full of cum.
Exactly. I'm still 2 of those things, so.
Oh. That checks out. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about the Goonies. I think there's going to be a lot there.
I do too, and I know some things about it. We'll get into it on the next episode
We will.
of Culture Gaps. Yo, Johnny! I'll see you in the next life!
Culture Gaps.
Unique New York. Unique New York.
Unique penis.
Oh, a unique penis is one that is shaped like a
parsnip.
parsnip.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a parsnip looks like.
Just like kind of like a carrot, but like with a bigger bulb at the end, and then it gets really thin as it tapers off.
Can you confirm I have a unique penis?
Yep.